Ah, we live again. Interesting, interesting. Good start to the stream. The mic had decided to unplug itself. Yes, yes. The interesting part about the mic unplugging itself, by the way, is it's never physically unplugged. It just sort of like mentally unplugs itself. Very cool, very awesome. Very awesome sauce. Hello, everybody, by the way. Hello, my lovely little dolls. I hope you're doing well. Hello to Jackie. Hello, hello. Thank you for grabbing first. Good job. Very powerful, very awesome. I just mentally unplug. Yeah, it's a very good vibe, except for when I don't want it to be doing that. I'm a bit out of it today. It might be a shorter stream. I had one night where I forgot to take my pills, and so now my period's back again, which is really awesome and cool and stuff. But like, it is what it is. We ball, we ball. I'm not in like pain from a period or anything. I'm just really bloated and icky feeling, which is kind of worse if you think about it. Because I can't do anything about bloating. Can't do anything about that. That's that icky vibe. It just is. It just is. I had a sandwich. It was super yummy. It was super yummy. I had a chicken and lettuce sandwich. No sauce. Apparently that's weird. Apparently that's odd and strange. And wild with it, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a frequent sandwich consumer. But when I have a sandwich, oh, I love a sandwich. I'm not really into sandwich with sauce. I feel like it can like overdo things a bit sometimes. Not weird, just different. Ah. Okay. Is there an echo, or is that just me? My brain doing a thing? Is my brain just doing something to me? It's just my brain? Okay! That's awesome. I love when my brain does things to me. Yay. What have I been up to? I thought we'd have a pre-stream chat. Just sit down and chat for a minute. Just update you on things. I need to... Sound stylish and beautiful? Thank you, thank you. I need to let's have a little chat. We haven't had a sit down chat for a minute, have we, babes? We haven't had a little sit down chat for a minute. We've dived into a lot of games straight away, and we haven't really had a sit down chat. I've been having a lot of fun with TTRPGs lately, which is very exciting. I have a little group that we do games fortnightly, and it's very fun. I enjoy them a lot. I enjoy our games a lot. And recently we made characters for the game system Made RPG. Do you guys know it? It's very weeby. Very anime. Made RPG. How to explain? It's very trans. Very gender funny. It's very trans in that specific anime trans vibe. Like, how to... like, trans girls who are really into magical girls. That sort of feeling. You know? That's the kind of vibe. So I'm having a lot of fun. We just had a session where we only made characters and sort of established what we were doing. We're in a Meiji era Japan manner, and I'm playing a maid, and almost everyone is playing a maid except one person who's playing the master of the house. They've decided to make it the mistress of the house, so we're serving a lady. Her name is Chevrolet. She's a war-torn, PTSD wrecked woman. Who doesn't trust anyone. She didn't lean on her family. She doesn't know anything about family drama or gossip because she's been away at war for so long. So she's just been like honorable discharge sort of situation. Like, you've done so much for our cause. Here, go home. Here's a retinue of maids to take care of you. Focus on looking after your health. You literally lost a leg in an explosion, like that sort of thing. Like Violet Evergarden, I think. Yeah. It's been a while since I watched Violet Evergarden, but that does feel adjacent. So Chevrolet isn't very open to help at this stage. She's very new to our household yet, and we're also new to the household as maids. We aren't maids who have established ourselves in her retinue previously. We're all new to her. I am playing a French maid. So basically, when you're building a character, you roll like different quirks and things to help build your character, so you can make a really silly one. It's very fun. I'm a French maid named Jeanne, as in Jean of Arc, Jeanne d'Arc. I thought that would be very fun. And I also rolled a stat that makes me actually an illegitimate child of the household. So I'm actually like Chevrolet's younger sister. She doesn't know about me. Not Joan, Jeanne. Pretty fancy writing. Jeanne d'Arc. The original non-anglicized spelling. I know the Joan is more common, don't worry. Jeanne d'Arc. Jeanne d'Arc. Yes, she's very fancy. Very, very pretty. She's a bit of a weeb. And is sort of like someone who grew up in no, it's more known because I thought I went dumb. No, not at all. Joan of Arc is very much the modern interpretation of the name. It's just it's easier for a lot of people in general, and I understand that completely. But I like getting silly with it with names, as you can probably tell by the fact that I named myself fucking Priscilla. I named myself Priscilla. You know what I do. Jeanne is deeply unsettling, I've decided. She's very much a kudere. And now a kudere is an anime trope, basically very flat-faced, very non-emoting at all. You can't tell at all if she's into you because she doesn't like emote at all, just very blank. And I think that makes it even more unsettling. Very cool. She's incredibly tall. She does have boobs. This was important, I decided, because it is anime. You need to decide if the character has boobs or not. She has average boobs because I rolled the tags. You roll like character signifiers. I rolled pure twice. She's a pure type character times 2. And we have multiple like characters with sexy character identifiers, multiple players with sexy character identifiers were rolled. So I'm like, well, I must maximize the purity rating so that it just becomes even weirder. If this is the norm in the household, clearly she is weird for being pure, you know? There's also a small child ghost maid, being played by someone else, and I think that's very cool. There's the head maid of the house is a sexy but very sickly woman. She's very, very sexy, and she pukes blood she coughs up blood every now and then. Like she's not well. God, I'm trying to remember everyone. We spent like a whole session making everyone, but I was so excited about maids in general that I got lost in the weeds of it all. But Jeanne is going to be very weird. One of her special maid skills is that she's good at stalking. Everyone would bring it up in the character creation hangout, and I was like, she's pure! But she's pure, guys! No. She's stalking in a pure way. It's so funny. Oh, I'm very excited to play her. Stalking, but just innocently watching. She's like, you know, those anime characters who like watch the love interest like from far away and just go tee to indicate that they're watching them. Just like watching them. Like, it's very unsettling, but it's innocent. And the goal of Made RPG is to win a lot of favor from the master / mistress of the household. And the way to do this is to like assist them with their day-to-day life, to make sure you do your tasks well, and to even get them out of danger, because danger can happen. This is a part of some of the scenarios that you can run into, is that actual danger can happen to your master / mistress. And I think that's very cool. So we do have weapons. My weapon is a flail, which I think is very cool for her as well. It does make her even more unsettling. If you think about a very, very tall, expressionless woman holding a flail, it's quite unsettling, but very fun. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with TTRPG stuff lately. I've been making a lot of little creatures, my little pile of freaks. I put all my little freaks on my Tomodachi Life Island, actually. I got the game recently, and I put all my little freaks on there. And there's a few freaks that I haven't played games with, but I have them. One of them is a clown, and I haven't finalized her design, so it is kind of making me uneasy because she isn't quite right. They aren't quite right, rather, and I need to finalize my little character's design. Even the name feels a bit off. But there is one character. But the other character that I've got in there that I haven't played is I'm not sure, but I'm not sold on the name that I entered for the character on Tomodachi. But they're a big orc woman, big orc woman. But like, they're very muscular, very awesome. They're a tank sort of class. But they're very comfy, very comfortable. They hold like tiny objects very carefully and delicately, very cute. And she is an archaeologist, and I think that'll be very awesome. I hope to play her someday. But I made Big Woman, yes, I made Big Woman. Big Woman is very reserved, so it's gonna be very I don't know how well I'm gonna play her. I'm not good at reserved characters, as you can probably tell. I say everything I say. I think so. Like, that is a problem. I will have to learn. And grow on that. But there's a lot. I've been cooking a lot of stuff, not just with TTRPG stuff, but I've been working on the subathon thing. I need to release it this month coming up, May, because, well, it feels right. We're doing the annual Pride subathon, so I need to release the graphic next month, so you guys have time to plan for it. You know, savings and whatnot. I need to crank on to my my goals for my New Year's goals that I set as well. I need to work on those. I need to get my first sponsorship. I need to get that sorted. I need to figure that out. The real struggle is I don't know what brands I should approach, quite frankly. It's a struggle. I don't know who I might and I don't know who to ask about that. So I'm a bit stuck, we'll say. I had an idea, but then I think it fell through. Oh, and I need to get on my voice acting game again. I've been working on that quietly. I submitted an audition for one thing. I didn't get in, but they were really nice. And I need to start submitting auditions again, and I need to make a reel. A sort of like a display of how I voice act. You know, those reels. You know, and I was wondering, should I make it public on the YouTube channel or should I make it unlisted? Would you guys like to see that? I'm thinking I might make it public. I feel like that would be cool because then everyone can see it and that would be fun. I know one character I'm going to do some lines for is Dorothy from Valhalla. I love her so much and I really think I could sell her character really well. But I need to find some more. I want to get like 4 or 5 in one reel. And what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, next month I'm going to be starting, well, it's in the schedule, but just in case, I'm going to be starting Signalis. Because I made a deal with the one, the only Honey Cough Drop. Did someone say Signalis? I did! I made a deal with a pal. That if he that if they play 1000 times resist, I'll play Signalis. This is Honey. If you want to see someone else playing 1000 times resist next month, check them out. They are in fact a professor of philosophy, so I think that would be a very cool playthrough to see. Having recently beat Signalis, boy is it good. It's been on my docket, obviously. Obviously, it's been on my docket, but this has kind of pushed it up because we made a deal. We made a deal because they'll be out of they won't be teaching next month, so they won't be teaching next month because the students go on holiday. From what I know, so that's when we're going to be starting. We're going to be starting in Jewel. I'm making you in the gamer show. You shouldn't have given you. Should I give you thick or thin or thick eyebrows? Oh, I do. That's a hard question. I don't know. I think I'm a medium eyebrow person, actually. I don't think I'm overly thin eyebrowed, but I don't think I'm thick eyebrowed either. I think I'm a happy medium. I think I'm an in-betweener, you know? Oh, so you're having fun with that little game still? I'm glad you're having fun with it. You go crazy for character creators. It's awesome. Character creators are some of the coolest shit ever. Yes, hello, Omni. Also, hello, G-Sparks. I didn't say hello. I just responded to your comment. But yeah, Signalis is very much coming up. And as I said, we've got the annual Pride Month Subathon coming up as well, which I'm going to be releasing the graphic for that this coming month as well, both in the Discord and on my Blue Sky. So whatever suits your fancy. But yeah, I need to get back on that grind. I've been slacking a bit. I've been a bit not lazy. I've been slacking. We won't call us lazy. We'll say we were slacking. There's a different vibe. Slacking implies you can pick it up. Lazy is just kind of mean. But yeah, I got an emulator game sorted for the Subathon as an option for us to play. And I had a dear friend, Kira, she's in my TTRPG group. She helped me get a mod sorted and working for that game, which was very cool of her. Love her, love Kira. What else? What else is going on? Oh, what else is going on? I think that's it. Yeah. It always feels like a lot. Like, you always feel like you're missing something, you know? Like, oh, is that really all that is? And then you realize you said, like, a bunch of things, and you're like, oh, maybe that's okay then. But we should play a video game, shouldn't we? I think we should. I was actually... Hang on. I was recently informed that games on my on my stream sound quiet. Chat, do they sound quiet now? I turned it up a bit. Is it better? Sounds better? Oh, thank you, thank you. I was recently informed of this, that they usually do, and I remembered that I used to have a mic that wasn't very good, and I didn't have my gain filter on and all sorts of things, and so I had set my stuff by habit for that sort of era of tech, and I'm not there anymore. I can pull the game up more. I don't need to worry about it drowning me out anymore. It's a non-issue. I can just do as I please now, and you guys can hear everything. Up. Can't believe you guys didn't tell me though. Whoa. Up. Hi, Tushy. Hello. Thank you for the hit pits. Hey, Mizuzu? I feel like we would say it every now and then. Oh, really? Oh gosh. It's me then, I'm the problem. Hi. Hey, Tushi. Yes? Mizuzu glanced at me curiously. What is it, Asuka? Well, I fiddle with the blue tie of my school uniform, suddenly self-conscious. The sun is beginning to set and I'm only now walking Mizuzu back home. We're wandering along a path by the ocean. I can faintly hear the sigh of the waves in the distance. We both enjoyed dinner at my aunt's house. But maybe enjoyed isn't quite the right word, not when Noreen's food was the way it was. We ate as much of it as we could, however, to not offend her. Which wasn't all that much, but we'd both tried. After that, we sat about the diner table chatting, mostly about school, and our teachers and how I'd been settling in. We chatted for such a long time, in fact, that the sun began to sink beneath the horizon. It wasn't until Mizuzu received a curt text from her mother that she realized she was supposed to be back home hours ago. Mizuzu scrambled to her feet. Well, I say that, but Mizuzu isn't really the scrambling sort. She's too elegant for that. She rose to her feet instead, like a growing sapling, then announced that she would have to depart. My aunt wished her goodbye and said she was welcome to stop by any time she wanted, and so did Noreen. Don't be a stranger. Come and see me again, all right? I like talking to lots of different people. I think it'll be fun. To be honest though, I'm not sure if Mizuzu will want to return again. I think Noreen's attempts at making said salmon might have scarred Mizuzu even for life. Even if this inn is a special place to her. Oh, I'm getting messy already with the words. I didn't voice my concerns to Noreen, however. I didn't think they would accomplish much of anything beyond upsetting her. In any case, I decided to accompany Mizuzu back home. Omurashima might be a small town, but it wouldn't have sat right with me, asking a guest to make her own way back in the gathering gloom. I don't think it's a very hospitable thing to do. Mizuzu tried to wave aside my concern, but I remained firm. She eventually conceded to my help. And I guess that's where we are now. I'm walking downhill with Mizuzu, the sun setting in the background. I can see the ocean when I turn my head. The rippling waves dyed red, orange, and pink in the last vestiges of the sunlight. There's a bit of a breeze, and it stirs the trees which line the path and Mizuzu's long dark hair. Since Omoshima is so small, and the inn is built in such a secluded place, it's completely quiet. There aren't any other pedestrians passing us by, not even any health nuts come out for a late jog. It's just me Mizuzu, and the rolling of the waves in the background. It's nice and calm, unlike Tokyo. It's very peaceful. So why is my heart fluttering? Completely alone. Together! Maybe it's a little too late to say this, but, well, I thought I should tell you that I'm sorry. Mizuzu comes to a halt at the top of the hill, beneath the shade of a maple tree. She looks at me curiously, one finger resting against her cheek as she says, "What are you apologizing for, Asuka? I'm afraid I do not understand." Well, you know, I wanted to show you around the inn since it's so important to you. But things wound up being kind of weird instead. My aunt and I got in that argument, and then that was the whole thing with Noreen. I pull her face. And with her food, too. It probably wasn't the evening you expected. Well, that much is definitely true. I cannot say that I ever thought I would meet a mermaid. I had always imagined they were fairy tale creatures. Seeing that such a being lived in your bathtub was rather shocking. I'll bet. I was pretty shocked when I met Noreen too. Felt like my whole world had been flipped upside down. I can relate to that. I feel as though my own perception of reality has shifted. But that is not your fault. And I do not think it is a bad thing either. You don't? Not at all. This evening was most peculiar. But it was nice, in a way, to broaden my horizons so thoroughly. I feel as though I have learned an awful lot. My encounter with Miss Noreen has given me a newfound appreciation for the world I live in. It would appear there are many, many more mysteries at the bottom of the ocean than I had ever imagined. Being able to meet her really does feel like a great privilege. Do you really think so? Yes, indeed. I feel blessed, and I am sure my grandparents would feel similarly. My grandfather might not be around anymore, but I think he would be delighted if he knew that a real mermaid is now living in the Sakuraso Inn. He always did enjoy collecting curios himself. He would find Miss Noreen most fascinating. I guess she is pretty fascinating. Though I think that grilled salmon of hers was even more fascinating. Oh yes. That salmon. It was not the nicest thing I have ever tasted. You're being way too kind. It was one of the worst. I have no idea how she was able to screw up so badly when my aunt was with her. In fact, I don't think it's possible to screw up that badly unless you're trying to make a mess of things. Now come on, Asuka. She doesn't know how to use an oven. She doesn't know any of this shit. She's kind of new to the world. Then, do you think she prepared unpalatable food on purpose? I don't know. I don't think Noreen is a malicious person. But she doesn't seem to know very much about human culture. She's a bit dense. Well, this is her first time in the world of humans. I doubt she has ever cooked with fire before either. I doubt that is something they have much of under the water. I'm thinking of that SpongeBob episode where there was fire underwater and everyone freaked out. It happens apparently sometimes, according to SpongeBob, but not a lot, according to Mizuzu. I guess so. Maybe I should cut her some slack. I know she doesn't have bad intentions, but still. I scuff the ground with the tip of my foot, sighing as I do. Wait, she's from a different culture under the water? Crazy. Toxic. Yeah, it's wild that her culture is has different things. because she comes from under the ocean and like she has different tools and lifestyle. It's weird as hell. How does that... What the fuck's wrong with her? Why would she ever... I guess I just wanted your evening to be perfect. Perfect? Well, yeah, I mean... This... It's a little corny, but I'm being sincere when I say... I know the inn is important to you, so I want you to have a good time this evening. I hope you'll be able to look back on today with a smile. But things got all screwed up. I don't know if you'll be able to think about this fondly anymore, and it feels like it's my fault. Oh, Asuka. Mizuzu exhales. She examines my face for a few moments, her eyes half-lidded with what I presume is concern. A small smile rises to her lips. Then in a soft voice, which mingles with the rolling of the waves, she says, You don't need to feel guilty about that. I don't? No. My evening mightn't have gone like I anticipated, but I still enjoyed myself regardless. Miss Noreen seems like a very nice girl. I would not be opposed to spending more time with her, no matter where she might come from. I think she breathed some fresh air into my grandparents' old inn, actually. The building was empty for far too long. The air was stagnant. But new people are living there now, and the buildings are being used once more. The evening was unusual, but it was full of laughter. And I think that is what my grandparents would have wanted. Inns are meant to be used, whether it's by humans or mermaids. They're a place for people to stay and to seek shelter. And if Miss Noreen was able to find shelter in my grandparents' inn, then I think it is fulfilling its original purpose. Nothing makes me happier than that. Mizuzu. I examined Mizuzu's face, a little taken aback by her comment. I hadn't seen it like that myself. But now she's bringing it up, I guess she does have a point. Inns are supposed to be used by guests. They're safe havens, where people can take refuge from the world around them. My aunt mightn't be a guest because the inn is her new home, but I won't be staying there indefinitely. I'll be going back to Tokyo when the year is up. I'm a guest myself. And I guess Noreen is too. I don't know how long she'll be staying there. But for as long as she will be there, I'm sure she'll be a cheerful presence which will brighten things up. She's such a good-natured girl, it's hard to feel gloomy around her. I might not be the best guest, but I think Noreen makes up for my shortcomings. She's a lot of fun to be around. When she isn't trying to cook for people, that is. I don't know if even Mizuzu would be able to put a positive spin on that. It really was vile. Later that night. That really was a busy day. I'm so tired, Tayo. I mutter this to my ever faithful sunfish plushie, who, as per usual, says nothing in response. Of course. He lets you... He's a good listener. Tayo is a very good listener. He lets you talk and talk and talk about all the things you need to talk about. It's okay. He'll always listen to you. Tayo is predictable like that. He's always there for me when I need him, but he never has very much to say. That's okay, he doesn't always need to speak. Listeners don't need to talk, that's right. Sometimes I wish he could respond to my earnest words, but at other times I'm glad he's mute. Right now I just want somebody to vent to. I knew my first day at school would be exhausting, but that surpassed all my expectations. I didn't think I'd make a friend, or that I'd be introducing her to Noreen. Things have gotten pretty wild, don't you think? Tayo doesn't say anything, but I'd like to think there's a tacit agreement behind his lack of a response. There is. I can see him nodding. He's definitely nodding. Because Tayo can't talk, I can interpret his silence in whatever way is most convenient for me. That makes him one of the best allies a girl could ever have. even if talking to him at great length like I'm prone to doing does have the unfortunate side effect of making me look insane. Oh well, it's not like there's anybody around who could hear me. Mizusa's already gone home and Nareen's back in the bathroom. Aunt Shoka, meanwhile, should be in her room. I'm all alone. But no, I'm not. Not really. I have Mizusa and Nareen, and I also have Tayo. I'm very fortunate. Things might be kind of crazy, but maybe that's a good thing. My life wasn't very exciting when I lived in Tokyo. I didn't have anybody I could talk to other than you. Now I have 2 whole friends. Oh, but don't worry. You'll always be my best friend, Tayo. So you don't need to fret. I'm not going to replace you anytime soon. But I wonder what tomorrow will hold. I have no idea, but one thing is certain. Things are going to get a lot more interesting from this point on. Chapter 3. Days spent drifting. I don't necessarily feel bright when I wake up the following morning, but it sure is early. I had a rough time falling asleep, then staying asleep thanks to all the weird stuff that happened yesterday, and I feel pretty weary when my alarm goes off. I shut it off, wanting nothing more than to slide back beneath the sheets. But I can't afford to do that. I want to see if what happened last night really happened. Will Nareen be sitting at the table in the living room? I'm determined to find out, and as it transpires... Nareen is indeed there, kneeling at the table. She woke up before I did, and I guess she helped my aunt set the table. She's already worked her way through most of her food when I arrive in the living room, bleary-eyed. She pauses only to offer me a perfunctory hello. Morning, Asuka. I hope you sleep well. Before she turns her attention back to her food. She's still handling her chopsticks a bit awkwardly, but it looks like she's gotten better since last night. I guess I'll call that progress. What is she eating anyway? Looks like pretty standard fare when it comes to breakfast. White rice, miso soup, and... is that flounder? I've only just sat down at the table myself, but Nareen's in the process of picking the bones of her flounder clean, and she's already drunk her miso soup. I know I came into the living room a little late, but geez, I guess she really was hungry. Is it because of her new legs? I don't know much about mermaid magic, but maybe keeping those legs manifested is hungry work. It might be. She said it takes energy to do. So that would make you hungry, probably. Ah! This is what has to be one of the best meals I've ever had. Thank you, Miss Asuka's aunt. You're an incredible cook. Oh, thank you. I appreciate the compliment, but you don't need to call me Asuka's aunt. I don't? No. My name is Kyonji Shoko. If it's a little easier, you can call me Shoko. Miss Kyonji would probably be more appropriate given the difference in our ages, but I think we feel a bit too distant. I don't want to be reminded of how old I am either. I don't think you look so very old, really. Wow, Nareen sure is smooth. Is she a natural-born lady killer? But all right. Shoko, then. Thank you so much for your hospitality. That's quite all right, dear. Don't mention it. I feel like I've got to mention it, though. You've been so very good to me after all, but I've hardly done anything for you. All I've been doing is eating your food and sleeping in your bathtub. You know, if you were anybody else, that last statement would be kind of alarming. It would? Yeah, most people don't sleep in bathtubs. It'd be pretty poor hospitality. In fact, I'm not sure if it'd be downright cruel. Oh no! You needn't worry about that. You've both been wonderful. Well, I'm glad you think so. Yes, I do. I really am fortunate. How does that human saying go again? Nareen ponders and says, ah, yes. It feels like I've landed on my feet. I'm glad to hear it. Now, do you want any seconds, Noreen? You polished off your food rather quickly. Are there any seconds up for grabs? Of course. I made a bit too much miso soup. I'm not used to cooking for 3. And there's also some extra rice if you want it. Well, it'd be a shame for it to go to waste, so... Can I get a bit more, Shoko? Of course, just leave it to me. My aunt takes Noreen's empty rice bowl and rises. She retreats to the kitchen, doubtless to fill it up, while I observe Noreen. She's wearing some of my old clothes I gave her last night, but the fit is a bit awkward. I'm a bit shorter than Noreen is, and I'm skinnier, so my clothes are a bit too tight. I couldn't help but notice when she was eating her, or should I say my shirt, was riding up her stomach a little. Why are you looking at her tummy, huh? You looking at her tummy? Ha ha! It was kind of distracting, actually. Noreen doesn't seem to notice, but she doesn't seem to notice much of anything. She's such an airhead. Wearing my clothes is better for her than wearing nothing but a couple shells on her chest, but it's not an ideal solution to this problem. I think I need to have a word with her about it. Hey, Noreen? What is it, Asuka? Is something wrong? Not really. I just thought if you're going to take a human form more often, maybe I should take you on a shopping trip. A trip? Noreen's eyes light up just like fireworks in the night sky. Yes, makeover! Fashion! Oh, that's gonna be so fun. She's gonna put her in such cute clothes. Yay! Girls' day out! Yes! Are you planning to take me somewhere, Asuka? That was the idea, yeah. But we'd just be looking through the local shops. It's not like we'd be going anywhere too far. I don't think it's all that exciting, really. This is a pretty small town. But it'd be nice if you had a few outfits you could call your own. Wouldn't you like that? And if Noreen doesn't, then I would. I don't own all that many clothes to begin with, and if I expect to share with Noreen, I'll go through my limited wardrobe even quicker. I don't want to keep wearing the same shirt and denim trousers over and over like a character from a cartoon. I might not care that much about my appearance, but I do care at least a little bit. Oh, yes! I'm happy you let me borrow your clothes, but being able to wear a nice outfit of my very own would be even better. It would be very special. What's this? My aunt enters the living room once again, Noreen's bowl of miso soup in hand. She sets the bowl on the table before Noreen and says, Have you never worn human clothes before, Noreen? I've never really had the chance. I've lived at the bottom of the ocean all my life, and we don't dress ourselves like you do. All the fabric would get in the way when we're trying to swim. It isn't very streamlined. Ah, yes, I suppose that is true. My apologies. I'm not accustomed to having a mermaid about the house. I fear it will take quite a bit of getting used to. You forgot about Shoko? Haha, Juice Box locking in. That's what's up. I know she has eye bags. I know she has eye bags, and I'm so into it. That's alright. You can ask me as many questions as you want. I like talking about myself. Within reason. There's some stuff I don't really want to discuss. Like the reason she came to Amurashima in the beginning. She's still being cagey about that. But I like talking about the differences between my world and yours. In some ways, we're very similar. But in others, we're not alike at all. I think your human customs are very interesting, though. I'd like to keep taking part in your society. And of course, I'd love to try on some brand new clothes. I thought you might say that. It's decided then. Let's go on a trip this weekend. Does Saturday sound alright to you? Well, it's not like I had any other plans. Just beyond sitting around in your bathtub, that is. I don't have anywhere else to go, or nobody else to see. You're one of the only people I know on the surface, Asuka. And you too, Shoko. I'm always free. So if you want to spend your precious time with me, that would be really appreciated. Well, of course I want to spend time with you. Why wouldn't I? It'd be pretty cruddy if I let you languish in the tub on your own. You're supposed to be a guest. Even though I force myself on you? Even so, I still decided to let you stay here. You're my responsibility, so I've got to look after you. Isn't that right, Aunt Shoko? Yes, indeed. I can see that Kikyoko has raised you well. I'm very gratified that you've become such a conscientious young woman, Asuka. I did worry when I first met Noreen that you would not do your due diligence and you would not look after her as you ought. But I can see that my concerns were for nothing. You're being a very gracious hostess. But more importantly than that, I think you're being a wonderful friend. Aww. You're so cute. With breakfast finished, it's a lot easier on my stomach than the so-called food Noreen prepared last night. I carry my tray back to the kitchen, which promises Noreen blah 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 blah, which Noreen promises to handle the washing up. Then, after sliding my shoes on by the veranda, I say goodbye to Noreen and Aunt Shoko before setting off. It's a warm sunny day, which often seems to be the case in Omurashima. The sun is high in the sky, its rays warm on the top of my head to the nape of my neck. I can smell the salt in the air the moment I step outside, a faint tang which is starting to feel familiar. I can hear the distant sounds of the waves as they roll against the beach and the slightly less distant sound of gulls squawking overhead. If I wasn't already aware of this fact, this morning hammers at home. Omurashima really is nothing like Tokyo. When I left my house back in Tokyo, I was greeted by closely knit buildings with glass windows and concrete. The buildings bit into the skyline like teeth, and the sky was always overshadowed by smog and smoke. I used to live in a pretty nice part of Tokyo, but even then it has nothing on this. I don't have much of a chance to really appreciate the scenery, however, because I soon run into a familiar figure on the hill which descends down to the beach. It's Mizuzu, neatly attired in her school uniform, the pleats of her skirt devoid of even the slightest suggestion of a wrinkle. Did she come all the way here just to meet up with me? I asked Mizuzu this, and she responds with a smile. I did, yes. I wanted to see you again, after everything which happened last night. You know, with your guest. Is everything all right? Oh, right. I guess it makes sense you want to know about that. It is kind of crazy, huh? Just a bit, I confess. I was very surprised when I learned about your friend. I have lived in Omurashima all my life, and I've never seen anything like it before. Really? I guess it's an interesting tidbit of information. I'd wondered if mermaids were a common sight around here, but maybe not. Aren't there any stories about merpeople? Well, maybe there are a few local legends, mostly shared by fishermen, of course. But nobody really takes them seriously. They're just stories, after all. In all honesty, I've never really thought about it. I'm too busy with school and with my piano practice to dwell too hard about the existence of mermaids. I suppose I always wrote them of myself. Is that not the sensible thing to do? Yeah, I guess you have a point. It's not something I would have seriously considered either. It really is wild. It is indeed. But you say you met Miss Noreen a couple of days ago. Yeah, I found her washed up on the beach, actually. She was lying there on the sand face down. For a second I thought she was a corpse, that I'd walked onto a crime scene. I was freaking out so much it took me a moment to know she had a tail. It was all kind of a lot. I imagine it would have been. I know not what I would have done were I in your shoes. Well, you're pretty calm and collected, so maybe you'd handle it better than I did? I just freaked out. Oh, you're giving me much too credit. That's not the sentence. What did I just say? Oh, you're giving me too much credit. Much too credit? What? I might appear calm and collected, but I don't believe I'm very different from you. Internally, I'm sure that I would have been freaking out just as much as you did. Though I don't think you did a poor job in caring for Miss Noreen. You don't? No. You were somehow able to get her back home. That would have required no shortage of strength. And you were taking care of her. I think you ought to be proud of yourself. Well, I'm not too sure about that. I think you're being too nice to me. Not at all. I'm rather fond of you, Asa, because I would like to help. And I must confess I am rather curious about Miss Noreen. I've never seen a mermaid before, but I did used to dream of them when I was a young girl. You did? Of course. Don't most children? Oh, itchy nose. Itchy nose now. Ah! It's all happening at once. I found the idea of mermaids fascinating. I used to doodle them a lot on my schoolwork, but my mother didn't like it. She scolded me for making a mess and told me not to waste my time thinking about frivolous things. She disliked it when I did anything which wasn't strictly related to schoolwork. In fact, she still does. Misuzu heaves a small sigh, looking rather sorry for herself, while my heart goes out to her. I've not met her mother before, but I'm not getting the most favourable impression of Mrs. Shuragane. Especially not when the first thing Misuzu told me when we met up was that her mother scolded her for coming home late last night. Wow, she sounds kind of strict. She is, rather. But I know it's for my own good. She says she only wants the best for me. I'm inclined to believe her, but... Well, I wouldn't mind spending more time with Miss Noreen myself, if only to satiate my own curiosity. If you need my aid with anything, I'd be happy to give it. Not that I can make you any promises. I am unsure if there's anything I can do, but if there is, I will do it to the best of my abilities. Well, you don't need to be so formal about it. I smiled and nudged Misuzu in the side, albeit gently. But now that you mention it, there is something you can help with. And what might be... What's wrong with me today? What's wrong with me today? What's wrong with me? And what might that be? Well, Noreen's not been on Murashima for very long. Oh, thank you for the stretch. And the head pads. I'm not on my visual novel game today. I had a feeling I wouldn't be, but you know, we ball. And she's not had a human body for a whole day yet. She came here without any possessions and she doesn't have any clothes. So I thought I'd take her shopping this weekend to get her something to wear. Nothing's wrong with you, keep it up. Thank you, Juicebox. I appreciate the support. I don't mind if she wants to wear my old things, but she'd feel probably more comfortable if she had some clothes of her own. That's what Aunt Shoko said at least, and Noreen seemed pretty excited about it. I've never really cared about fashion though, so I'm not sure if I'd be the best person to show her around. And I don't know what the best shops are either. If you could come along, it'd be very helpful. If you want to, that is. I'm not entirely sure what sort of response I'm anticipating. What if Misuzu's busy this weekend? But, well, of course I want to help. I'm free this weekend, so I'd be more than happy to aid you. Like I said, I do want to spend more time with Miss Noreen. But more than that, I would like to spend more time with you, Asuka. You do? Of course. I know we mightn't have known one another for very long, but I would like to try and rectify that. It was so kind to me, letting me visit the Sakuraso again, but it's the least I can do. I owe you a debt which I mean to repay. And more than that, I simply want to spend time with you. Is that not what friends are supposed to do? She's so cute. Ugh. Oh, hi, Noreen. So many pretty ladies. And the art is just simply delicious too, which is definitely helping. Oh, this is going to be so much fun. I can hardly wait. My first week at my new school has come to a close and the weekend is so close I can almost taste it. It's a Friday evening now and I'm not doing anything important. Only sitting in the bathroom dangling my bare feet in the tub while I talk to my mermaid house guest counts. There are other things I could be doing with my time. Like helping my aunt with the dishes, ugh. Or homework, double, ugh. But I think I'd rather while away the next hour or so with Noreen. Do not look at the computer screen, it doesn't taste good. You can't tell me what to do! I'll lick whatever I want to. I'll do it. I'll do it! You can't stop me! Wait, how do you know it doesn't taste good? How do you know? Juicebox, have you been licking screens too? Are you a fellow screen licker? Well, it depends what's on the screen. Oh, ho, ho. I understand. A creature of culture. Yes, yes. Yes, yes, exactly, Juicebox. You definitely are. I can tell. Her company is more diverting than my stupid homework could ever hope to be. Besides, I'm sure it'll be fine. I still have a couple days to go to get my homework done. I'll finish it up on Sunday for sure. My time is already booked for tomorrow, however, with the shopping trip I've been planning with Noreen and Mizuzu. I'm not sure how much I'm looking forward to it myself. I've never much cared about shopping, much less clothes shopping. But Noreen seems enthused. She beams up at me, her arms resting against the lip of the bathtub as she says, I just can't wait for tomorrow, Asuka. It's going to be so much fun. Are you sure? I'm glad Noreen's in such high spirits, but I can't say I quite share the same sentiment. I know I already told you this, but I don't think there's all that many clothes stores in Omonoshima. This island is way too small. I wouldn't get your hopes up if I were you. Oh, that's alright. I don't really care so much about the clothes, even if it will be nice to have a few human outfits of my own. I think it'll be fun looking around Omonoshima a bit more. I mean, this is a town. It's a real human town. I've never been to a place like this before. It'll be brand new to me. Not just the stores, but the people and the smells and the sounds and... gosh, everything really. It'll be a blast. And it'll be nice to see Mizuzu again. She was really nice. I've been looking forward to spending more time with her. Walking to and from school with her every day must be fun. I wish I could do that. Oh. I look down at Noreen's tail, which is half submerged beneath the water of the bathtub, and frown. She's just raised a good point. It's not like Noreen has nothing to do while I'm at school. I've loaned her all my romance manga, and I know she's been helping Aunt Shoka with a few chores. But it must get pretty stifling being shut up in here all the time. While I've been moan having to drag my sorry behind all the way to school every morning. My daily struggle probably seems like an exciting adventure to Noreen. I can't help but wonder if she's jealous of me. Well, I guess that makes sense. I don't know if I'd like spending all my time in a bathtub either. Right? Noreen beams, her face positively luminous. It's not that I dislike it in here, but I've gotten pretty used to this bathroom by now. And this inn, too. It's It's nice and big, so at least there's a lot to explore. But I feel like I could be doing something more. It drives me crazy knowing there's a whole town out there, but I can't see it. I've been looking forward to this trip ever since you suggested it. Well, I'm glad Narina's so enthused about this. It's nice to see her smiling so much as if she doesn't have a care in the world. I do wonder, though, just how exciting will a trip to a teensy tiny town like Omotoshima really be? She has no experience with anything other than this. She has no frame of reference for fucking Tokyo. You're just desensitized to the wildness of it. Breakfast the following morning is a lively affair. Narine woke up. I keep trying to call her Narissa. I keep accidentally calling myself Narissa. I keep accidentally calling her Narissa in my head, and I keep having to catch myself. No, you are not sexy lady from Hololive. It is not the same woman. Very different woman, in fact. Narine woke up earlier than I did even, and she helped Aunt Shoko with the breakfast while I was still getting ready, brushing my hair and wiping the sleep out of the corner of my eyes. Narine didn't do any of the actual cooking, of course. Aunt Shoko doesn't let Narine near the stove anymore. Lesson learned. Gotta say, Narine's gonna be all like, wow, so huge, Shigoi. Yeah, she's got no frame of reference for human buildings or anything. This is gonna be amazing to her, no matter what. But she did help Aunt Shoko wash and peel the vegetables, and I think she set the table. Narine's been doing her best to make herself helpful around the house, which is appreciated. I think she's been doing more to help Aunt Shoko than I have, something which makes me feel a little guilty. I'm Aunt Shoko's niece, not Narine. I feel like I should be pulling my weight a bit more, but simply settling into my new life has been taking a lot of my energy. I feel tired when I get back home from school in the afternoons, and during the weekends I just want to sleep in. I guess that's no real excuse, however, since Narine has more to get to grips with than I do. I just moved to Omotoshima from Tokyo. Sure, they're pretty dissimilar, but I'm still amongst humans, and I'm still breathing in oxygen every day and eating food. Narine, meanwhile, came from out of the ocean. Her life has changed completely, to such a degree I'm stunned she's taken this all in her stride. If I were in her shoes, not that Narine always wears shoes, I'm not sure if I'd be able to cope. Narine's not given any indication of being displeased by the arrangement, however. In fact, it's the exact opposite. This morning, as we sit down to eat, she looks more cheerful than ever. Oh! This looks delicious! You've outdone yourself once again, Shoko. I can't wait to dig in. Why, please do, by all means. You don't need to hesitate, Narine dear. You helped me a lot, so you should feel free to reap the rewards of your labor. I don't know about that. I don't think I did all that much. Oh. Shit, I'm gonna have to cut stream very short. This, yeah. I'm being drained by my period. As is usually the case, but it's hitting quite hard. So we're gonna go hang out with someone else. I can't keep up the energy of voice acting, I fear. Oh. Is Carrie still going? I don't know if she's going to be going for much longer. It's been 6 hours. Oh, Tempe's going. Tempe's playing the new Diablo expansion. Trying out the Warlock, apparently. Oh, and good news, Chris is in the cage. Beautiful times for us all. Sorry again for the short stream, everyone. I'm glad I streamed it all. But Sometimes shit just drains you more than you expect. It is what it is, unfortunately. Go have fun with Tempe. I will see you all not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. Oh, burping. Not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow I will be back. We will be doing more achievement hunting inside the princess. Okie dokie. I will see you all then. Thank you for hanging out. Bye bye.